at yourself. Do you really think it's gonna help if you always fighting yourself, trying to forget how you felt? Just take a look at yourself. Can't even be your own friend, cause you're way too stuck in your head. How do you think it's gonna end?
Hi, welcome back to Midlife Metamorphosis. I'm Dana Tisdale, I'm your host, and I am going to be talking today about what to expect on your first few weeks after surgery, what you can eat, what is expected of you, and we're going to cover that now. First, I'm going to give you an update on what's been going on. Yesterday, I made an episode and talked about how I had run into a snag, where originally the policy was that I was going to have 3 nutritionist visits, and then I would get approval. Well, Monday I found out that I had to have 12 nutritionist visits, and that was a real shocker. I've got to tell you. I mean, I was extremely upset, and because what they told me, this is what upset me. What they told me was that I was going to. Originally, they told me that each nutritionist visit had to be spaced 1 month apart from each other. And when I heard 9 more visits, I assumed that that meant this is going to be dragged out another 9 months. Well, I found out that I can have more than one visit a month, and I can actually have more than one visit a week. But which makes me wonder, if I could have been doing that all along. But that's water under the bridge. But what I would say is that if you are just starting this process, make sure that you call your insurance company's benefits and get the bottom line for yourself. Um, it's very frustrating. So I would not take anybody's word for it. So anyway, I have not had the surgery yet. It looks like my surgery is being pushed from April the 18th to around May the 18th. So another month. It's not great, but it's not forever. Like I said, I mean, I was kind of wondering if it was going to be another 9 months, and it looks like it's not that long. So just going to have to be patient, and which is not my strong suit. I will be honest with you. So anyway, so I haven't been through this myself, but I have been given the information, and I will just let you know what the information that I was given. Your mileage may vary, especially if you have had your surgery out of the country. I cannot, vouch for what their instructions are after surgery, but I can only assume that the instructions for people going through their insurance or going through the surgery in the United States, um, then your instructions are going to be fairly similar to what I've been given. So, well, first of all, if you're new to this process and you haven't been doing a whole lot of research yet, you will be expected to do a 1 or 2 week fast, um, liquid fast before the surgery. And depending upon what your BMI is and what they found in the testing as far as how much fatty liver you have is going to determine whether it's 1 week or 2 weeks. So I did not have any fatty liver. I was shocked that I didn't, but I don't, and so I only have to have 1 week. So I used to think that the reason why they have you do this liquid diet is just to show your commitment to the process. But I have since found out that the reason why they have you do this um, liquid diet is because they want you to shrink your liver down as much as possible so that when they are in there, they are not having to, do too much damage and whatever whenever they're pulling things out of the way to get to your stomach to do the stapling and the removal. So, so prior to the surgery, I have to have 1 week of a liquid diet, and the diet that I'm going to be given, the liquid that I'm going to be given, is has a vitamin or mineral in it. I think it's called arginine. I'm not sure. I will follow up and let you know. But and that is something that helps with internal healing. So after the surgery, you will heal better whenever your body has been replenished with this mineral or vitamin. I think it's a mineral because I don't think it's a vitamin. So anyway, so after the surgery, the first week you are going to be on a full liquid diet. So you will be expected to have around 48 ounces of liquid. You're expected to drink, I'm sorry, water, because they want you to stay hydrated. You're going to hear that a lot. They want, it's very easy, I guess, to get dehydrated after you've had this surgery. So there's a lot of emphasis on staying hydrated. So, but as far as liquids are concerned, you're expected to drink something every hour, and you're expected to, let me look at my notes here. So the liquid options are low fiber, refined, or cooked cereal that has been, I get put through a blender or a magic bullet, so it's liquefied. So you can have that. You can have um, low fat, cream style, or strained soup. So if you have soup, and if it's cream style, you have to strain it so that it is more liquid. You can have vegetable juice like tomato, carrot, or beet. You can have sugar-free or fat-free pudding. You can have sugar-free or low-fat yogurt. And again, they want you to thin this down, just so that, you're the point of the surgery is going to be swollen from just, having had surgery. It's going to be swollen up. So it's going to be restricted. So anything that can thin it down to where it's not going to feel bulky going through is going to help you, because it will not hurt as much going down. So you can have skim or 50 or 1% milk, or lactose free milk, evaporated or powdered skim milk, soy milk or almond milk, and low sugar protein supplements. So you can have protein powder. I found something called, it's by Gatorade, and I believe it's called Protein One. And I bought them on Amazon, and you actually get your hydration because it's got water, it's got electrolytes, and it's got protein all in one drink. And I didn't think that they taste too bad. When I was reading the reviews, some people didn't care for the taste. I guess they were expecting it to taste like regular Gatorade, and it does taste more like fruit juice to me. There's one that was kind of like a mango type fruit juice, and or protein water, and I liked it a lot. So I will include in this video, the price and the quantity you can order in bulk from Amazon. So also tips for success: that the liquids must pour easily and must not contain chunks. Like I was saying, run it through. If you don't already have like a Ninja or a Magic Bullet, or I have a Vitamix, but it's, that's just kind of overkill. It's a little bit too big for just a um, one meal, meal. So I also got a little Magic Bullet that sits out on the counter. So it's easy to clean up, a lot easier than the Vitamix. But if you want to use your Vitamix, then more power to you. So they say to avoid caffeine, carbonation, and alcohol. So the caffeine, I'm not quite sure what the issue is with caffeine, but the carbonation will it'll expand in your stomach, and it's the same issue as like having chunks in there. It will not feel good, and you will regret having done it. So um, avoid the caffeine. And then alcohol. I don't know if you've seen anything lately or yet about the effects of alcohol after you've had bariatric surgery, but having one glass of wine after you've had the bariatric surgery is like having 4 glasses of wine. So there's a big risk of people developing an alcohol dependency after having bariatric surgery that never had a problem with alcohol before, because the effect is just so much more on your system when your stomach is so small. So, but they want you to get the liquid in. So if you need to set an alarm on your phone or wherever, on your microwave, uh, your Fitbit watch, wherever, to just remind yourself that you need to be drinking some sort of um, hydration every hour, then do so. And then um, you need to listen to your body. So if you're eating pudding, and I think they come in like 4 ounce cups, I believe, and um, you start feeling full. We're going to talk about mindful eating in another episode, but if you're eating slow enough to where it hits your brain, which takes about 15 minutes, and you feel full, stop. Don't try to force it in, because you could really do some damage and hurt yourself if you overextend your stomach, especially right now. So that's um, that's week 1. Week 2 is um, you're allowed to have pureed food on week 2. So it's still going to be fairly liquid, but it's going to be more of a applesauce consistency. So you can have um, cereal, you can have scrambled egg if you just chop it up real good, or make it soft enough to where it's still pretty liquidy. You can have um, mashed potatoes. You can have cottage cheese. You can have again, you can have the milks. You can have yogurt. You can have the pudding. A word about the pudding. My understanding, I mean, and talking to people that I know that have had the surgery in the past, and um, had people who have had the surgery and have gained the weight back, they end up gaining the weight back. And people I've seen on videos that have gained weight back, they were trying to game the system by eating the pudding and drinking a milkshake. Just because you can, you're putting a bunch of sugar, and you're putting a bunch of fat, and you're putting a bunch of calories in. So even though you can do it, you're really doing yourself a disservice, and you're going to set yourself back. So I would stay away from eating too much in a way of these fat, even if it's fat free or sugar free pudding. It's that it's going to trigger that sweet tooth in you. So you can have unsweetened pureed fruit, no skin or seeds. You can have pureed cooked vegetables. Um, a lot of people, you go and buy like the um, baby food. I mean, especially at some of the health food stores or whatever, and they have those little pouches that the babies can eat. That it's all it is just vegetables and fruit that has been pureed up. So, and it's you have the added benefit of having it measured out for you, because those pouches are not very big. So you don't have to worry about overdoing it if you just stick with those pouches, because it's pre-measured, as opposed to doing it yourself and taking the chance that you're eating too much. So that is week 2. So week 3 is um, week 3 and 4. This is after surgery. It's a soft, low fiber diet. So you can start introducing in more solid food, but it still can't be big chunks of meat. It has to be, if you're going to eat meat, you need to cut them up into very, very small pieces. And um, what you need to do is you need to get yourself a container that's about 4 ounces. 4 ounces is half of a cup, and the the protein part should only be about half of that half cup, so a quarter of a cup of protein and a quarter of a cup of soft vegetables. Like if you want to have steamed broccoli, steam it really, really good and then mash it up even. So some of the things that you can have as far as meat and meat alternatives: eggs, egg white, um, cottage cheese, mozzarella, ricotta, tofu, cooked fish. You can have tuna fish. You can have salmon packed in water. You can have crab meat. You can have rotisserie style chicken or canned chicken. I'd be careful about the canned chicken or the canned tuna even. Make sure it's in water and drain it off and rinse it off because there's a lot of sodium in those canned meats like that. So ground chicken or turkey. And you can have 1 tablespoon of peanut butter or almond butter a day. Um, I mentioned in a previous video about the dumping syndrome. The dumping syndrome, it happens when you eat something that has too much sugar or too much fat. So if you eat more than 1 tablespoon of these nut butters, that has a lot of fat. It's pretty much pure fat. So it might have the effect of either making you have the runs or it comes out the other end. So be very cautious about that. So things you want to avoid, and that is sausage, bacon, hot dogs, fried meat, fish. Again, the dumping with the fats, high fat cheeses or deli meat. They have a lot of sodium in it, and whole nuts and seeds. The nuts and seeds need to be avoided because of the staples. You don't want to get anything caught in that until it's healed up. So you can have milk products. We've already kind of gone over that. Just stay away from eggnog or ice cream or whole milk custards. Fruit, again, you can have the cooked or canned fruit, unsweetened applesauce, or you can have a fresh or ripe banana or melon, but stay away from fruits that have little seeds in it. Stay away from dried fruit and fruit chips and fruit and heavy syrup. Vegetables that you can have on week 3 are well cooked vegetables, no skins or seeds, 100% vegetable juice. Stay away from corn and Brussels sprouts and cabbage and celery and asparagus. I mean, those um, cruciferous vegetables, they're just really hard to digest. I mean, they've got some great things about them, but they just are very hard to digest. Um, Cereals and grains, we've already covered that. And then fats and oils, you want to be very, very sparingly with that. So anyway, so you should be able to stay on the 5th week. You should be able to get back to eating uh, more regular full not full meals, not full meal. I did not say that. I mean like regularly cooked, not mushed up, not pureed up, not liquefied, not cut up really small. But you might not be able to tolerate beef, like steak. You can probably tolerate ground beef, but I would just be very careful about the beef. Some people can, but I would not even go there for a few months, maybe 3 months after you've had the surgery, just to give your system a chance to kind of get to homeostasis and um, not stress it out by making it work too much harder than it is. So anyway, so by week 5, if you want to give your family, your boyfriend or your friends an idea of when you can go out to eat and like enjoy having an appetizer or whatever. Again, it won't be before week 5. So anyway, I hope this has helped, and I look forward to seeing you again in another episode. Let me know what you want to hear about, and I will be sure and cover it. Thanks. Bye.